Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Mani G. It's time to review the latest vampire film called House of Darkness. Now, House of Darkness is a 2022 American horror film. It was written and directed by Neil LaBute. The film stars Justin Long, Kate Bosworth, Gina Corvatin, I believe I pronounced her name right, Lisa Waters. Now, in the film, driving home to her secluded estate after meeting at a local bar, a player out to score thinks his beautiful, mysterious date will be another casual hookup. While getting acquainted, their flirtation turns playful, sexy, and sinister. Oh boy. Now, I'm sure everyone knows that vampires are my favorite supernatural horror creatures. Now, while vampires are still popular in the horror genre and in pop culture, they did take a hit with the Twilight film series as they were no longer considered the blood-sucking threat that most horror fans love about them, including myself. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about my feelings about Twilight film series, and I have no problem for people who enjoy that aspect about vampires. But to me, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I have to say. Vampires don't fucking sparkle in the daylight. And that's all I have to say about Twilight. However, some horror filmmakers are trying to bring back what horror fans love about these creatures of the night. Whether it's the popular horror comedy TV show What We Do in the Shadows, 2009's Daybreakers, or even the 2011 American remake Let Me In. I mean, even this year we have a few vampire films that were released, such as Day Shift on Netflix and recently The Invitation. Now, writer-director Neil LaBute brings us his entry into the subgenre called House of Darkness. Now it seems that Hap Jackson has hit the jackpot as he is driving a very attractive woman who he met in a local bar back to her place and she invites him in. Now they have a playful banter with each other and soon they're making out. But we get a dreadful feeling that there's more to Hap's date that is going on that will lead to something very terrible for the poor fella. Shouldn't pick up strangers no matter how good they look. Now, I'm sure most horror fans know who Neil LaBute is. He is the man that gave us that terrible 2006 remake of The Wicker Man. Yes, and we all know how bad that movie was. Just think about the bees and my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. Well, I'm pleased to let you guys know he seems to have learned from his lessons because this film definitely has the right tone needed for this setting. Taking place in a castle, Neil gives us the gothic atmosphere that you expect since it's based upon a certain novel. I'm sure everyone knows what it is based upon the name of Hap's date. Now, this is more of a dialogue driven horror film as both Hap and his date engage in some interesting conversation with each other. And I think that's what really drives the film. What I found interesting how they react to each other during their banter. Hap looking very nervous, worried, but excited, while his date looks sultry, seductive, playful, and also very mysterious. But she does look very good. The reason why this back and forth banter works is the chemistry between Justin Long and Kate Bosworth as they do an excellent job with these characters. I love how Justin makes Hap a happy, excited, anxious, and nervous man who seems like this is his first time being with a very attractive woman. Now, I understand the film kind of say that he's a player, but we really don't see that confidence in him. He's more excited and nervous, but it seems like this is the first time he's actually been with an attractive woman. Although the film said that he's a player, but I don't know if he's just doing that just to see he can score, or this is his first time with an attractive woman. Now, throughout the film, Hap does become annoying at times, mainly due to his date and the surprises that come later on. And I do mean some nice, decent surprises. Kate Bosworth gives Mina, remember that name, Nina? Yeah, right. You know where I'm going with this one. The right amount of mystery. I mean, she's beautiful, sexy, sultry, and we all know that she's much more than what she's telling Hap. And I think this is more of a game to her. It seems like this is not the first time that she's done it. Just seeing how she looks at Hap and some of the subtle things she talks about to him, and it really gives Hap right. She really gives it as she can take it. No, since both Justin and Kate are the only two actors in the film, about the first half of the film, they do an excellent job of carrying it because Neil would have lost the audience within 20 minutes if they weren't so good together. If I'm not mistaken, I believe both Justin Long and Kate Bosworth are dating in real life. And even if they weren't, the chemistry you can see between these two actors is what drives the film. So you really got them give them credit. Now, I will say this: if you're looking for the horror, unfortunately, it does not happen until the final act of the film. But the film is but in the film, there is a very dark story right around towards the end of the third act, kind of something of an origin story that is told. And it's one of the surprises that Hap encounters. I really like the story that is told here. And again, it's kind of like an origin story between Mina and what else happens in the third act of the film. Now, I will say this: if you're looking for a 30 Days of Night vampire film, this isn't a film for you because this is more of a slow burn, dialogue driven horror film. As I stated before, it is the back and forth banter between Hap and Mina that what drives the film. We get some surprises later on, I would say, right around the middle of the second act, and then we get that third act that really brings the film home. And I think the ending is satisfying because that's kind of what you expected once you see the name. Once you see, obviously, when you hear Nina's name in the film, and the other surprise that take place toward the end of the film. So for me, the payoff was what I expected. But again, and I'll say this: if you're looking for a 30 Days of Night vampire film, this film is not for you. However, if you're looking for a gothic like atmosphere with some interesting characters that have some witty banter with each other and the final act that does deliver, then you'll enjoy this vampire tale. So I'm going to give House of Darkness 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Just giving it 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. And again, I will say this: if you're looking for some blood, I mean, this film does have blood in it. I will say that. But if you're looking for something like 30 Days of Night, even like Daybreakers, or even I would even say Bram Stoker's Dracula, this film's not for you. It's not that. I mean, it does have the gothic atmosphere throughout the entire film. It's filmed very well. Basically takes place in the castle that we see throughout the film. So it's a one-shot location with certain areas in it. I would say that this film might be a bit like 15 minutes too long because there is a scene in the film that I thought didn't need to be in it. I understand the reason why they put it in there, but for me, that scene really wasn't needed. So it's about 15 minutes too long. But other than that, I really did enjoy the film. So there you have it, horror fans. That is my video for today. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, give it a thumbs up, like, and share because it really does help out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, have you seen House of Darkness? Please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way, you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules. And I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.